Hello, and welcome to Beyond the Bedroom. Okay, it's me, Millie J, and I am here today to have a discussion with you, and I want to talk to the fellas, if that's all right with everybody.
Hey, come here. Look at me. Hey.
Okay, so I understand that this isn't a subject that everybody likes to discuss, but like any other problem in life, you first have to acknowledge that the problem exists. So that's what we're gonna do.
Dudes' dicks are not working properly.
So we're gonna start talking about ED. Yes, erectile dysfunction. It can happen at any age, and it's more common with men as you age. Now, I do realize that every man is not the same. So some of you may find the information that I'm going to talk about very helpful, and some of you may not find it helpful at all. And that's okay. I can live with that. Okay. But if you find it helpful and you want to hear more, please like, follow, subscribe, and leave me a message. Make a comment. It really helps the algorithms get my videos out there, so I can grow this channel and get people watching and learning about their health. Okay. So I want to talk to you because knowledge is really power. All right. So I need you to understand and first take stock and see if you really are experiencing ED or if you're just having a little lag in the game. So I want you to think about this, fellas. In the last 6 months, have you been able to get and keep your erection? Hmm? Have you been, when stimulated, was the reaction enough, with your erection for you to actually penetrate? When stimulated, are you able to maintain this erection during intercourse? Are you able to complete your session? And then, were you satisfied? I want you to think about these things, and if they cause you concern, you need to talk to your provider. So, fast forward. Let's start by discussing where it all begins and the biggest sex organ that you possess. And I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about this one. All right. So it starts in the brain. That's because you have to be stimulated. And the stimulation is going to either be visual or physical touch or something else, but it all starts there with stimulation. So next, we're going to hop on into physical. I want you to think about it. What is happening in your body physically when you finna have an erection? So I'm going to give you a little education, so bear with me here for a minute, okay? All right. So, from birth, our bodies are under the attack of oxidation, all right? Hear me out. Over time, the oxidation process of free radicals cause your blood vessels to stiffen and narrow up. But our bodies are designed with a defense mechanism in the form of antioxidants that's called nitric oxide. Now, I want you to remember this because later on I'm going to talk about it again. Now, that ability for our bodies to make this nitric oxide declines as you age. But poor food choices, smoking, lack of exercise does not help the situation at all. Now, think about this. If we add diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, low testosterone levels, and we got a whole mess going on out here. Now, truth be told, ED is a blood flow problem. The blood flow and the narrowing of arteries and also nerve conduction.
Y'all done ate all that fucking McDonald's and all that shit. You ain't drinking water. You're not fucking taking care of yourself. And that's your dick. That's like one of your prized possessions.
Now, did I hear somebody say, what can you do about it? I'm glad you asked. Now let's start by talking about good nutrition. A diet that is rich in nitric oxide, nitric oxide is a good way to begin taking care of your body. So you're going to do that with fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, nuts, legumes, and then some grains. And you have got to watch that fat intake. I know you don't want to hear this, but I hate to inform you that that fat around that stomach area, I like to move it. You know, the little cushion, you know what I'm saying, that she lay her head on. Yes, honey, that extra padding around your stomach actually turns your testosterone into estrogen. Yeah, think about that for a second. I'll wait. Now, I do understand that sometimes there are genetic factors, injuries, and neurological conditions that can be the cause of your erectile dysfunction. But in this conversation, I am going to speak to men that are not affected by these things. Now, let's address that high cholesterol. And I'm going to try to be quick so I don't have to keep you all day. 70% of the high cholesterol is caused by your diet. Yep, the things you eat. And I'm going to talk to the men that I'm familiar with in my community. Smothered chicken and pork chops and all that macaroni and, you know, all that good stuff. It's good. Lord knows it is. But it's full of cholesterol. So you got to watch it. I ain't saying don't eat it, but you got to do things in moderation. Because when your cholesterol is high, this disease clogs your arteries with plaques. And this condition can be gradually reversed with the proper diet and exercise. So if you're going to eat like that, you got to get out and start moving and take care of yourself too. And you can't just do this every day. Do it on special occasions, some holidays. Man, you can't be having all that steak every day. And I'm from the South. I'm from Louisiana, honey. I love a shrimp. But that ain't nothing but a little ball of cholesterol. So, you know, ain't nothing like a little surf and turf. I love shrimp. I love steak too. But you can't have that every day. All right? All right. Next up, diabetes. Now, diabetes can affect your whole body. And you know what we call it? The sugar. We love to eat and hang out and get the itis and fall asleep on the couch. Your blood sugar all up, but you're happy because you feel good. And your blood sugar ran straight on up and knocked you out, and now you sleep. Didn't move around and do any activities. It sounds fun and cool because you're with the family, but diabetes can affect your whole body, along with clogging up your arteries with plaque. This disease can damage the small vessels and capillaries. And what has small vessels and capillaries? Think about it. This damage to the nerve will cause a decrease in your sensations and a lack of stimulation for ejaculation, and it lowers your testosterone. So again, diet and exercise is very important in controlling this disease. Okay, I can't say it enough. Diet and exercise. Now, moving along, we got hypertension. I hate to say it, but again, diet and exercise is the key. But I need to be real for a minute too. I know who I'm talking to, and I wish I didn't have to say this, but I know I do. Man, take your medicine. Please. I already know that y'all out here not taking your medicine, and I already know why. I worked for 10 years on a cardiac flow with men that wouldn't take their medicine because it affected their man part. Okay? And I already realized that. But you got to get this medicine in your system. You don't want to take the medicine? Stop eating the pork. Stop eating the skins. Stop putting salt on your food and get your lifestyle together. Okay? Start exercising, moving around. Now, take this medicine, get it in your system, and normalize your blood pressure. Because after that, you can possibly have better erections. Now, I'm not going to even talk about coupling hypertension, diabetes, and cholesterol with smoking. Yeah, smoking. So, man, please put these cigarettes down. And I'm not going to even start talking to y'all about the ones that smoke the menthol cigarettes. We'll leave that for a whole nother time. All right. But put those cigarettes down because smoking raises your blood pressure, stiffen your arteries. And remember that convo I was having with you earlier about nitric oxide? Well, guess what smoking does? It dumps free radicals and heavy metals into your body, which accelerates the damage caused by diabetes. All right? It is not good for you. Now, I know I'm fussing or whatever you may think, but you probably saying, oh, she ain't talking to me. Shoot, I ain't even there yet. I still got some good years in me. I know what you're saying. But think about it this way. Even though ED is common with older men, it can happen at any age. Well, so the young men that's watching this video, avoid that excessive drinking and smoking and drugs. Use a proper diet and exercise, and you can help prevent or even prolong ED as you age. Now, my men that's 40-year-old and older with some mild inconsistencies in your game, okay, you can do some diet and exercises and, see some improvement in what you have going on. Men that's over 65. I'm not saying do not diet and exercise. Still diet and exercise. But if there is damage that has already been done, I'm not saying it's going to change it. But what I am saying is it can prevent further damage. Preventing further damage is still a good thing. You kind of want to preserve what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I've given you a little quick rundown on some physical and lifestyle factors that may be affecting your ED, but there are also psychological factors that affect you. That is stress, anxiety, depression, and performance pressure. Okay? It's real. It's real. And I understand that it's real. So sometimes, and I'm going to talk about this because this can be a touchy subject for some men about mental health. But mental health in men is very, very, very important. I cannot talk about it enough because I do understand that there are stresses that go on for you, societal stresses, sometimes just the demand of getting up, going to work, or sometimes finding a job, family dynamics. You have your kids, your wife you're taking care of. So, I mean, those are just some of the things that stress everybody out. But I am kind of having a conversation with the fellas now. So the women that's listening, don't get mad at me, talking about they ain't the only one that got stressed. They ain't the only one taking care of the house. I know that. We'll talk about us later.
Even if you get mad, even if you get offended, so what you gonna do? Because I guarantee you can't beat me up.
But I'm talking to the men. I do understand that there are stressful situations, and sometimes you deal with depression. Men that are not like women, where you're gonna sit around and talk it through with your homeboy. Like if you having ED problems, you ain't telling your homeboy that. You ain't talking about that to your friend. But women, we different. We gonna sit around because we got us a nice little community of friends. And I'm talking about, girl, I got menopause, I'm sweating. And she like, girl, I'm sweating too. Well, you know what? Men, you're not talking about that with your friends. So if you're having problems with ED, you're kind of holding that in to yourself, okay? And I realize that. So sometimes seeing a professional for mental health, if you're stressed out, have anxiety or depression, there is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with seeing a professional. Now, there's also the performance pressure that I talked about. Okay? Now, I know in a perfect world, you can go and just say, babe, I'm having some problems. And she's going to say, honey, I know, it's okay. But that doesn't always happen. All right? So you need to find a way to talk to your partner about it. Especially if you haven't been intimate yet, that's something that you should just go ahead and discuss with somebody. I know you saying, lady, you crazy. I ain't finna tell nobody that she pretty. I ain't gonna tell that. All right, I understand that. But talking to somebody, if you're really going to have an intimate relationship with somebody, open communication is always the best policy. Be honest with the person that you want to be intimate with. You know what I'm saying? You may be pleasantly surprised how understanding and how just the pressure is taken off just a little bit because you found a partner that you can talk to. All right? So try that. It's okay to talk about these things. And let's normalize talking about sexual health. That's the only way we're going to get through it, okay? All right, I digress. I'm getting out of breath. I'm so excited trying to give you this information. But anyway, I don't want to just stop and say you can do this all on your own because sometimes there are medications that help you guys. Okay. There are medications that have been very helpful in treating ED. And I do support the use of them. Like I say, I'm not here to replace any information you get from your doctors or anything like that. And I do support the medications that help you with ED. But what I do not support is that corner store honey and the little stiff pills you go buy offline from a friend, grabbing some stuff because somebody told you this. Go see your healthcare provider. Consider your health first. If you have concerns, talk to your healthcare provider. Eat right, exercise, be proactive about your health. I'm telling you this because I'm really concerned about the state of the men out here. Okay? At the end of the day, I talk to you straight from the heart because I really do want everybody to be happy, healthy, and having the best sex life ever. Remember, education is power. I believe that in every facet. Education is power. If you want to know something, educate yourself by it. Don't just go on hearsay or none of that. If I have provided you with any amount of information that you found helpful, please help me out with a like and subscribe. Leave me a comment and help me grow and reach more people. Okay? I hope that I've been of service to you. And again, join me the next time when I have a small talk that is beyond the bedroom. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me, fellas. Bye now.